Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a talk on the current political situation that we're in our country right now. That's why the title to this video is the Trump-Biden Divide. And that's truly what it is. I mean, after all, the hair sniffer in chief, as I'm going to start calling him, has been inaugurated. There's a lot of divide between both of them. I mean, Trump got 75 million votes, and supposedly, if you buy that the basement dwelling old dude got 81 million votes, that's, yeah. But anywho, one thing I've noticed is that with the media loves to portray Trump in a negative view. They don't portray, Biden or any other Democrat in a bad way. I mean, if you look at what they said about Trump, from the moment he stepped foot into office to the moment he walked on to Marine One to Air Force One, to the time he was considered a civilian again, they have attacked this man. They have called him names. They have made his life a hell, pretty much. And I remember back in, I think it was 2016, that Rachel Maddow from MSNBC said, "No, you're not dreaming. This is real." Saying that Trump has been an elected president. And they were pretty much saying, he was going to destroy everything, and he's a homophobe, xenophobe, Islamophobe, racist, misogynistic, and whatever else they could find to call the man. But he's neither of those at all. He's really a nice person, and he's done a lot of nice stuff for a lot of people in the past. But the news media, they never talk about the good that the man's done. A few instances that I can think of is back when he was a business tycoon in New York. His limousine was traveling and got a flat tire. Well, I mean, he was a businessman, he was dressed in a suit, tie, hardly dressed for, getting down on your hands and knees and, changing a tire. But anyway, this guy, out of nowhere, he didn't know who Trump was, didn't know who he was, what he was, he was just being a good Samaritan, and he stopped and saw that this car was disabled, and it had a flat tire. Well, this guy stops, he changes the tire, and, and Mr. Trump, he tried to give the man, I think it's about $200 or $300, for his time, to thank him for him stopping. And the man was like, "No, thank you. I just did this because I wanted to." And, he just did it out of the kindness of his heart. And it's really weird because this guy, come to find out, was having money problems, and he just started a new job. They were behind on bills, and a whole slew of stuff was going on. Well, Trump said, well, if you won't take the money, at least let me send you a thank you card. So he says, can I get your home address? And the guy was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. That's okay. So he gave Mr. Trump his address. Well, a couple of days went by, and the man and his wife get a very, very strange package in the mail. It's from their bank, their mortgage company. And it's the deed to their new home that they had only been paying on for about 3 years. Trump paid off that man's and wife's home. Paid it off. And sent the deed to him, along with a note saying, thanks for the help with changing my tire. I hope this helps to change your future. So, I mean, he did that random act of kindness to a total stranger. And another one I can think of is, if you're old enough, you might know who he is, but Ryan White. He was a young man, a teenager who contracted AIDS, HIV, back in the 80s from a blood transfusion. And he got it because he had hemophilia, like a blood disorder. While getting a blood transfusion, this is in the days before they screened blood and, really watched out for diseases. Well, he contracted AIDS from a blood transfusion. And he got very, very sick, and, ultimately, while he was sick, he became a big sensation throughout the media. This poor kid just wanted to go to school. That's all he wanted to do. But because he had AIDS, people didn't know much about AIDS, and they didn't know how it was transmitted. If you cough on somebody, you can get it, or whatever. Well, long story short, Donald Trump, along with other celebrities, Trump was helping to pay for this boy's hospital care because, his family was very, very poor. His mom, had a factory job. He had a little sister, a brother. And I mean, he was a poor kid. But ultimately, Trump was there, and he helped pay for all of his hospital bills. He paid for the funeral expenses when he passed away. And he even helped the mom get him a brand new Ford Mustang. Just so he would have something. He was so close to graduating high school that was supposed to be his graduation gift. I mean, he got to enjoy it a little bit before he passed away. But ultimately, Trump went out of his way to help this family, this boy. And, he doesn't get no good remarks for any of the good that he's done in life. They are constantly, like I said, have been calling this man names. And one thing that really gets me is the fact of, if you don't like Trump, if you don't like him for whatever reason, that's every American's right. You can like and dislike whoever you want. That's fine. But if you're not gonna like someone, if you're gonna not support them, then why, when he's sending out checks with his name on it, by the way, he's sending out checks to you for $1,200. Why are you going to accept it? If you don't support any of the man's ideas or his policies, Why are you going to accept money? Why don't you just say, you know what, I don't accept him. I don't want it. You know, send it back to the IRS. No. They didn't send it back. They kept it. It's free money. Even if it did come from, you know, Trump. It was free money. And that, my friend, is the epitome of hypocrisy, of being a hypocrite, is taking something from someone who you don't like, you don't agree with, but yet you're going to accept something from them. You know, explain that to me. And I mean, if you look at Biden, the, you know, child fondling, you know, hair sniffing old man. You know, Biden has been in politics a long time. He's been like the head of a county. I think he was a county mayor or something like that. I don't think it was called mayor, but something at the county level in Delaware. And he went from that to being in Senate. He was actually one of the youngest people ever to become a U.S. Senator. He was 29 years old when he became a senator. Okay, he's been in politics for a long time. What can he say that he's accomplished? He's been a senator. He's been a chairman. He's been the vice president, and now president. I mean, I really hope he's not as bad as everybody says he is. I really hope that he decides not to play around with people's constitutional rights. I hope he stays away from, you know, shy away from the gun control stuff. I know his running mate, his vice, she's very unreliable when it comes to gun control. And I hope that he at least tries to, you know, keep some civility and tries to keep both parties happy. You know, if he wants to heal, he wants to unite, then there's such a thing as compromise. You have to compromise. You have to do some things that's going to make the Republicans happy, as well as your own party. Just like Trump did. Trump was a Republican, but he compromised on certain things. You know, that's what, you know, politics is being able to compromise. And I hope he at least tries to compromise with the other side of the aisle and tries to do what he says and, you know, heal and unite. But you can't do that by further tearing people apart, saying, you know what, I'm in power now, time to do what I want to do. It doesn't work like that. When you're the President of the United States, you're president for everyone. Not just your own party. Everyone. I mean, look what Trump did. Yeah, he put conservatives in the Supreme Court. But he also gave, you know, he gave it to a woman. He gave the spot to a woman. After, you know, Ginsburg passed away, he filled her spot with a woman. And I mean, he was really nice and kind and gracious when he found out she died, Ginsburg. he said it was a tragedy. He said that she was a really wonderful woman. She was a strong, wonderful woman. She was a Democrat. But he still had enough respect for her to, to say some nice words on her behalf. And it's like, I have friends that are Democrats. Do I, believe what they believe? No. But does that mean I'm not friends with them? No. I have libertarian friends. I have Democrat friends. I've got friends who don't even believe in any political system. But that's what America is. And I think that Biden is going to need a lot of prayer. I mean, that's something about our country, We're mostly made up of Christianity. And I think it's very important to pray, because God takes away kings and puts in kings. So, in some way, this is part of God's plan. We don't know what it is, but ultimately, every king, queen, president, chancellor, whatever you want to call them, God controls who's in, who's out. And for some reason, he's supposed to be in. Do we know why? We don't know yet. But I will say, just pray, America. And hope that the next 4 years are not terrible. And I just want to leave you guys with, God bless you all. And God bless America. And you guys have a wonderful night. And please subscribe. And tell your friends about us. In fact, if you can get 10 people, show me proof that these 10 people subscribe to this channel, we will ship out a free gift to you if you get us 10 subscribers. And we're going to be giving out gifts. It's going to be nice. But whoever is our 50th subscriber is going to get a gift card. So, if you can help us out, we'll help you guys out. So, you guys have a wonderful night, and peace to all.